What is going on, everybody? DJMINES here. So finally, I purchased a graphics card. It's actually been quite some time since I purchased a graphics card. I don't think I really was gonna buy this one. I've been kind of waiting for the 4070 Ti Super or Super Ti, however that's said. But I don't know, it just came out. It was kind of spontaneous. We're gonna talk about how much it cost and all the little details. So here you can see on my Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and check that out at DJ Waters. I bought a 4070 Super, and in total, this cost me $646. Now, this is a $600 graphics card, but tax is ridiculous of $47. And I saw Son of a Tech, I believe he spent like another $30 or $40 on shipping to get it faster. So I mean, we're talking, some people are paying upwards of $700 for this. Is it worth it to do that? We'll talk about that at the end of the video. But yeah, I pretty much bought it here at store.nvidia.com. This is the official website. You can click here for shop now and it'll take you to this page. It does appear that you still have the opportunity to buy this right here. So 4070 Super, add to cart. I did click on it. It'll bring you to the line, or actually, wow, it brought me straight to checkout. Look at that. So, but yeah, you'll be able to do that, and it should work pretty well at the making of this video. I've seen some people say it's sold out, but then if you check again, it's not. You know, I don't think this is going to be the most popular GPU, especially for the 4000 series, which is fine. And like I said, there's a bunch of reasons I bought this. Probably the biggest one is because I want to make content on it. So I'm a YouTuber that, you know, I'm really interested in providing you guys information. So me taking like a $650 loss to get you guys educated on what it can mine, you know, maybe what's the performance on it. Is it going to be the best, most efficient GPU ever? I extremely doubt it, but hey, it might be pretty good. And as time goes on, especially throughout the bull run, which I do think we're going to be in very soon, in my opinion, the bull run begins right after the Bitcoin halving, which is about 3 months from now. Anything after that, we're going to slowly start seeing things go up. And I think towards 2025, GPUs are not going to be attainable again. That's also assuming that GPU prices go up and the prices of these cryptocurrencies go up, which I think they very much will, very much so will. And, you know, then we're going to have the 5000 series at that point, and it's going to be very difficult to get those. So I do plan on getting the 5000 series as well. But at the same time, you know, this 4070 Super, it's not super cheap. Like, I could understand somebody who would say just buy two 3070s, and you're probably not wrong with that mentality. I don't think so at all. But this resale value, I think, is going to be very strong for this graphics card, right? This isn't like a 3070 that MSRP'd very cheap. This is something that's much more expensive. Again, it's $600 or $650 after taxes and all of that. So I'm assuming here in the bull run, we should easily get our money back. That's kind of like worst case scenario, I think. But we'll also be able to make a bunch of content, mine with it and everything. So yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm excited to get this Founder Edition. So if we look at Best Buy, I just made up a city here. I don't live in Killeen, Texas, but I don't want you guys to know where I live exactly. I didn't see anything for Best Buy. So they're either, I don't know, sold out or they're just not for sale. But certainly you can see your options. I selected 4070 Ti Super, which again is probably the one that you're going to want. So I did discover an article that just kind of quickly tells you what's the difference between the 4070 and 4070 Super. So let's look into that just for a moment. The 4070 Super provides a decent uplift over the 4070. I would hope so for the money. Typically about 15% in DLSS and 10 to 20%, you know, as a miner, don't care too much about that part, and 10 to 20% in gaming and graphics. As far as mining, you know, how much better is that going to be? I don't really know, but we will find out. Like the 4070 Super seems like a well-rounded gaming card choice. Heading over to Tech Power, which is really, you're going to get the only information that we have at the moment. You can see that it still has 12 gigabytes of VRAM for the 4070. So remember these numbers, and the cores, the CUDA cores is 5,888. Wow, nice boost over here for the 4070 Ti. This is not the Super yet, but I do kind of want to show you still only 12 gigs there. Now let's look at the GPU that I just purchased. That's 7,168 CUDA cores. That's a big difference from the 4070's 5,888. So definitely a nice boost there. We're also seeing some other boost here from the 4070, which is 224 TMUS and 80 ROPS. I'm sorry, I can't remember what that stands for, but it's up from 184 and 64. So a nice boost for sure. It's not gonna be the greatest thing in the whole world, but the bus width is the same, which is really unfortunate. I was hoping the bus width would be a little bit better. And if we look at the most desirable GPU, I think for most people would be the 4070 Ti Super. That's kind of a weird name, I know, but yes, look at that, 16 gigs of RAM. But you also have to pay a premium, right? So it depends on your budget, you know, which one's going to be best for you. Personally, I'm just going to buy both of them, and then I can review both of them, and then I can have both of them. Now, when it comes to the bull run, you cannot deny the fact that the 4000 series is much newer than the 3000 series. And yes, I understand the 3000 series is still really good and probably the better value as far as like today's thinking. But actually, when we start going to the 5000 series, I mean, how many gamers are going to want a 3000 series? That's 2 generations behind, guys. It's really, really old at that point. And so I'm trying to think, am I going to replace my whole farm? No, I'm not. I have no interest in selling any of my 3000 series. I really like my 3000 series, but I'm also aware that yes, there are even more newer GPUs coming out, and it is quite the risk even purchasing a 4000 series, knowing that on the horizon there is the 5000 series. But I think for me, on a small scale, buying one, now I'll have a 4070, then I'll have a 4070 Super, and then I'd like to get the 4070 Ti Super, and we can do videos with this stuff and be more creative with it. Would I go out if I was a brand new miner today and buy a 4070 Super? I'd say, you know what, on a small scale, it's not that bad, especially if you need one for like your main computer. Again, we haven't really tested it, so who knows? Maybe this is the most efficient thing ever. I have no idea what the performance of this thing will be, so we'll find out for that. But I think on a small scale, it's not a bad buy at the moment. Let me know what your predictions are for this next bull run. Do you think all GPU prices are going to go crazy? Like I said, this thing is $650. I'm thinking maybe this thing could go up to $900 or $1,000. Like, that might be optimistic. That might sound like hopium, but if you're not familiar with how these bull runs go, assuming we get the next Ethereum or some crazy profitable coins, man, people were paying insane prices for 2 or 3 generations behind. And then obviously the newer cards will just get much more of a boost come the bull run. So yeah, I'm happy with this, and let me know if you purchased one, and if you did, where did you purchase it from? That's going to wrap it up for today's video. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like this video, please do like it and consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 15,000 subs, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. DJ Mines signing out.